Good afternoon, train fans. Welcome back to part 2 of the Lionel 2025 Volume 1 Catalog Preview Show, or whatever we're calling it these days. We've got the second half of the Volume 1 catalog to run through today. We'll be starting off with the traditional section, working through all of the great new things from Line Chief Plus 2.0, Line Chief, our new battery-operated O-Gauge line, Christmas, holidays, licensed items, whole bunch of fun things in store. So Dave and I are taking the flanks today and letting the experts take the show from the center. But we will start off real quick with sort of our Line Chief Plus 2.0 range. This is our mid-range line. So locomotives that still have a fair number of features will operate on an 031 curve very comfortably. And slightly less than scale size, but more and more simplified detail, but still a lot of value. And we're not getting the catalog up here yet.
I don't know what's happening.
Bear with us for some technical difficulties. Talk amongst yourselves.
Elevator music.
Try, yeah.
It's I have it pulled up.
Let's try it.
Here we go.
Almost.
So
close.
Yay.
You do have a bit of a lag in this.
Anyways, I'm excited about this section of the catalog, guys. How about you?
I am, because we get to see a lot of the new licenses, which is really exciting, and some new products.
I know Megan's got one she's really excited about.
Yeah, I haven't been talking about it for a while.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Plot twist, not Halloween.
It's not Halloween.
That's true. It's fair. All right.
All right. So back to Line Chief Plus 2.0. We'll start off with our Pacifics. This is another run of these, and one of the things we wanted to do was get some fun, colorful locomotives in the catalog this go around. Some of these are based off of prototypical paint schemes. Some of these we've taken quite a few liberties with the liveries, but we're in. Dave was impressed.
Liveries with the liveries.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I didn't twist my tongue on that one too. Start off here, we've got B&O. This will be the President Monroe. This was their whole series of engines named after the first founding fathers, and always a fun paint scheme for these locomotives. The Texas and Pacific, number 711, also based off of naturally Pacific painted this way. Our Western Pacific version, based off of a fantasy scheme we did on the GS6 a few years back. And then the Reading Crusader, this is sort of our interpretation of the Reading needed a stand-in locomotive for the day without one streamlined to pop in there. And we knew it would look really awesome with the 15-inch passenger cars coming up in a couple of pages. So a really fun paint scheme there. With Line Chief Plus 2.0, these locomotives will operate with TMCC command control, with Bluetooth, or with conventional control. So no matter what control system you're using, you have the ability to run these. You can use the universal remote, you can use your new Cab 3, you can use Cab 1L, you can use a ZW or ZWL, you name it. And you, of course, get your fan-driven smoke, your powerful motors, your sounds, electrocoupler on the tender, and so forth. So a really nice engine, a nice step up from the locomotives that come in a Line Chief set. If you're looking for something a little heavier, a little more power, this is always a great option for you. For diesel fans here, it would not have been an anniversary catalog without some Santa Fe F3s. I think everyone can agree that was just a given somewhere in here. And this time around, we're doing them with a fairly prototypical paint scheme here. You'll see the two-tone silver. Some parts on these engines were painted silver. Other parts were stainless steel panels, and it gave them a little bit of a bicolor look. So we're doing those effects here on these as well. Of course, we've also got Florida East Coast, Reading, and Southern Pacific in the daylight scheme here as well. All of these locomotives are packaged with 2 A units in the set. So you've got both powered and then one with and one without sound. I'm remembering that right. And then we've also got the powered B unit as well. If you want additional power in your set, you can do an ABA with these. And again, you can latch these up with Legacy or TMCC. You can run them with Bluetooth. They're all set to go in a consist. lots of power, lots of fun, classic Lion-O F3 styling. The proportions on these are almost scale size, so they're very similar in size to the legacy F units. Just a little bit more simple in detail and classic Lion-O look.
Yeah, and the nice part about these is that they are programmed, when you're using your legacy controller, they are programmed as the TMCC control type, but you have your choice of programming them all as individual TMCC IDs, or you can program them all using a single ID, so you can save your numbers and run them all in a consist under one ID, and the locomotives automatically know if they're supposed to be going backwards or what sound features are supposed to be active.
Dave and his team have done all the thinking for you. All you have to do is put them on the track and they do the rest. I do want to correct myself on one thing. These are, the AA sets are one powered and one non-powered, but both do have lights and smoke, front electrocoupler, so they'll look the part running together. My head confused with legacy FA2s from yesterday.
And the big units are fully
Powered.
featured.
Fully featured. All right. Since bringing the aluminum passenger cars back about a year ago, our first one of those was with the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha's. Those delivered just last month, and have been getting a lot of positive feedback on those. We put some of the 18-inch cars again in Volume 2 last year. We'll have a couple of samples of those on hand at the show next week. We've also had lots of requests to do some of the shorter cars for folks with smaller layouts. And so what's really nice about these 15-inch aluminum cars is they have the same level of features. Really, they're kind of like an 18-inch car, just 3 inches short. So you still have interiors, you still have the lighting, the station sound diners have those same great functions. Just everything scaled down to a package that will work on a tighter curve. These will look great with the F3s or the Pacifics on the preceding pages. You can also put them with a Lion Chief locomotive, semi-scale, or some of the smaller scale locomotives. They really fit that nice medium range, medium size package. Most of the 4-packs include a baggage car, coach, dome car, and observation. For the Reading, they had a streamlined train called the Crusader that had an observation car at both ends, 2 coaches, and then the dining car in the middle. So we recreated that concept here for the Reading fans. For others, we have Santa Fe, Southern Pacific, Florida East Coast, and then a new color scheme for Lion-O lines as well. So for those looking for some shorter passenger cars to run with some of the traditional or Lion Chief or even semi-scale engines you saw earlier in the catalog, celebrating our anniversary, or from past catalogs, a great color scheme and great option here as well with these aluminum passenger cars.
Yeah, and these station sound diners here, they will be TMCC control, unlike the legacy station sound diners. So they'll match up in control with the LC 2.0 engines that are also TMCC control type.
All right. Now, one of the things that we've talked a lot about and we've heard a lot about is, the first few parts of this catalog have been really focused on the collector and the tradition of Lion-L. But there's also how do we get new fans into the hobby and make it affordable and reachable for them and give you a platform that you can build up from. And Corey, you've done a lot of work over the last year to expand our line and give us some new options there. So let's talk Battery O.
Battery O, or that's really what we've been calling it internally, is Battery O. So when you think of Battery O, really think about, maybe you're someone who's just entering the hobby. Maybe you're not ready to take the leap to an electric train set or something more sophisticated. This is a great entry point. You're going to get a lot of value and features that you find in these sets without maybe having to go to the extra price point, which maybe is not in your budget, and we want to be considerate of that. So what makes these sets cool is that we've taken a lot of the features you'll see in electric and we've just kind of transformed them in a way. So for example, we talk about everybody likes smoke, right? You want your train go around the Christmas tree and you like that effect. Well, these trains actually have a water vapor smoke effect. Completely safe for children. You would not want to put your smoke fluid in them, of course, because they're not designed for that. However, the best thing about these sets is they are true O-gauge. So if you want to take your electric train set and you want to take your O-gauge Battery O cars and put them on your fast track, on your layout, you can do that, or vice versa. And so compatibility was a huge piece of our discussion early on. How can we, if you say want to go up to an electric train set, you can carry forward your cars and it's not like you're always starting from scratch. But we also wanted to have a bit of fun and utilize licenses, which you'll see here in a moment. You're going to get a headlight. You're going to get, in the case of passenger cars, they actually are illuminated. But the main difference in these sets is that they are battery powered. So the engine itself runs on 4 AA batteries. These sets do come with a remote, which runs on 3 AAA batteries. So if you have an electric O-Gauge set right now, you're familiar with that. And select Battery-O sets actually are Bluetooth equipped. And so you'll have the option to run them with the Lionel Cab 3 app or in a standard mode with your remote. Again, all this is included in your set, so you don't need to run out and buy anything extra. These also come with expansion track. So you're gonna get a figure 8 and switches. You'll get some trackside accessories. A lot of fun, packed with value. But without further ado, I think we'll just kind of hop in and look at some of them, right? So if we just look at this first page here, first you're gonna see a lot of pops of color. These sets were really designed around our licenses, some of the partnerships we have right now, which we're really, really excited about. On the left there, you see a really fun Thomas train set. He's gonna come with those things I just spoke of, with the exception of Bluetooth on these 3 sets, because these are actually at an even lower price point to make it even easier, right? Maybe you're not trying to jump into a, say, prototypical train look. Maybe you really just wanna start at the base entry level. But Thomas's spaces are actually interchangeable. If you want to change his look, the actual roofs of the passenger cars can come off. My sons actually have this set and they played for it for hours. This was a huge highlight for them. With the introduction of Barbie, we're going to get a lot of fun pops of color here. It comes with custom Barbie-like announcements. Thomas actually comes with custom announcements and sound, which is exciting. And of course, I don't want to forget about people that just like classic Christmas. So we have our North Pole Express Battery-O up here. And I will say that it's super impressive when you see the general and the water vapor smoke effects sort of billowing out of it. It will give you all the feels that you would expect. Only difference is you're just going to have to put more water in, every maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, depending on how much you start with. But again, all these sets are super safe and they're really perfect for kids if you're just looking for something fun or maybe a gift for Christmas, something along those lines. As we move forward to this next page here, we are really looking more prototypical. We're really thinking this is when you start seeing hobby. What would I see on maybe the rails where I live? These are 5-car sets, so they're going to come with a lot of value here. For example, the passenger cars, as I mentioned earlier, each of them run on 2 AAA batteries, so really very easy to install right there on the bottom. All you have to do is push a button to activate that feature, push the button to turn it right back off again if you don't want that on. You're gonna get a freight set here, for example, Santa Fe. Like Brian was mentioning, it would have been a total missed opportunity for us to bring this beautiful diesel engine in. And just a lot of play value. And again, all these cars, they can go right back with your electric set. They can sit on fast track and they can run. The only thing we would probably advise against here would be don't have power running to your fast track and put your battery train on. Well, that's Dave, that's probably.
No, it would be all right. The wheels on these are plastic, so they will not short on the track or anything like that. There's no 3rd rail pickup rollers. I honestly would be cautioned only if you have a layout with power switches. Since the wheels are plastic, they may not activate your non-derail feature. But other than that, they'll go along well with your electric operated trains.
Perfect. And so you just make sure you check the manual that comes with each of your sets. And if there are any restrictions on your particular set, just make sure you follow them or give us a call if you have any issues. Again, you can see the remotes there also come with those sets. And then kind of switching into the world of licensing, everybody, you think Polar now, Polar is everywhere. So we decided to recreate one of our classic Polar passenger sets. Again, complete with those illuminated passenger cars, the fun silhouettes that you see from characters in the movie. And then again, with the water vapor smoke effect, a real hit there. And then some people are really, really on board with the Hogwarts Express recently. We've sort of seen people really get more and more interested in building out their Hogwarts layouts. If you plan to build out your Hogwarts layout, this is perfect. And again, all those cars, take them right onto your fast track with your electric set and just keep moving forward.
These really are some fun sets, and it's going to be interesting to see how this expands the line. Certainly, if you're an established hobbyist, you've already built up your layout things. This still presents a neat opportunity if you have kids, grandkids, if you're part of a club and you have a layout set up. Here's an opportunity to pick up a set at very low cost, put it on the track, and run them alongside with all the other big trains. It's a great way to transition in. The couplers are the same height, same size, so although they're a non-operating coupler to make it easier for kids to couple and uncouple, they will still interact just fine with the traditional rolling stock if you want to add more cars to the set. And stay set, put them on your fast track, put them on any O-gauge track system, even two rail, and away you go. Other than something like an outside rail activation accessory, like a crossing gate or something, wouldn't be tripped because of the plastic wheels or an auto derail switch. But really, there's no functional limits to what they could do.
And Corey, did you also mention the two operating modes that these engines are capable of?
Oh, right, actually. Again, with these particular engines, Polar and Hogwarts, and the two that we just previously looked at on the last spread, which is the Pennsylvania passenger set and the Santa Fe freight set, these 4 trains come with Bluetooth control, should you choose to use it. And you would, again, go to the Lionel Cat 3 app to operate your locomotive. Or if you just prefer using your remote and you want to run in a more standard control, then you can switch right there to the right. There'll be a 3-position switch on the side of your train, and off you go. So lots of flexibility. Anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, and you can use your remote and, like you said, the app, or you can just do the conventional operation that'll run automatically. So if you want to just put a circle of track around your tree, you throw your 3-position switch, as Corey said, and it'll just automatically run around and make the sounds without you having to do any kind of control input whatsoever. So really fun choice of either an automatic conventional mode, or Bluetooth control, and as Corey said, all the other fun features. I really do like the water vapor effect in all these sets. I think it looks pretty neat.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of good stuff.
Well, heading on into our tried and true, the sort of the core of Lionel, traditional electric O sets. And Megan, you've got some wonderful new things, both licensed and non-licensed, in the pages ahead. So go for it.
All right, it's a really big catalog, you guys. We're kicking off right here at the beginning of Electric with the Navy RS3 set. As the Navy celebrates its anniversary this year, what better time to throw out a really cool but really affordable Navy set. What's really great about this particular set is the pieces of rolling stock that come with it. You're getting that submarine car, which is based off of a prototypical rescue sub out there with the Navy. You're getting that manual derrick car with the manually operated boom. You're getting that really great lighted caboose in there. And the RS3 locomotive is just a really great vessel for some great deco on there. What's great about this Navy set is that it also matches some previous pieces of rolling stock that we've done within the last few years. So you're immediately able to add on to this set. We're also going to be offering a Navy flat car with the piggyback trailers. Again, just a really cool, easy add-on in the great Navy colors. Those piggyback trailers are removable and a great add-on to this set.
And then we have the crane at the bottom on the right-hand side, which is along the lines of what we talked about yesterday. It is TMCC control with cab rotation, raising and lowering of the hook line, the electromagnet, the lighting on the inside of the cab. The whole unit moves as well. You have to get a special track to make sure that it does do that, but it has that capability. So again, calling back to what we used to do, or the original one, just with all the new electronics.
Build your own Navy shipyard.
Yeah, looks great.
Gotta have something that can pick up that sub.
That's right. All right, moving on to the Pennsylvania Keystone. This is just obviously a tried and true road name for us. This is a dealer exclusive item. One that we've been doing for many years, but this one needed a refresh, a facelift. So it was time to do a new deco scheme. We have some really great pieces of rolling stock with that, with the York card and paper coat boxcar. The American Bridge Company girder bridge, that's removable, so you can take that off the flat car, place it anywhere on your layout that you want. And again, a lighted caboose to go with it. This again, a really great classic train set. Again, something that you definitely want to be calling your dealers for. And again, harkening back to the great history of York, Pennsylvania and railroading. We've got some additional pieces of rolling stock, and maybe tying back a little bit to our great anniversary here. We have the Kitty City flat car with piggyback trailers. What a great and colorful scheme to be putting on these piggyback trailers. Kitty City, for those who don't know, was a former Lionel toy store, closed around the early 90s, but a lot of people have some great fond memories of that, and we wanted to honor and pay tribute to that here on this flat car. And then for a more fantasy scheme, some red, white, and blue America items, we have the Liberty Eagle Rail flat car with piggyback trailers. Again, fully removable, you can place them off on the side if you'd like, but the deck on these is really sharp.
And on the next page, we have cleaning cars. We have not done them since 2005, so it's been a while. But again, pretty cool. You can attach them to any train that you have. They are not powered on their own in that sense, but they do have an on-off switch to help clean the track. The front pad will throw the water out and scrub it. The second one will clean it all up, so you have no leftover effects. We have two here, one that's the Pennsylvania Railroad at the top, and then a fantasy piece at the bottom. They also come with a replaceable pads at the bottom, so you'll have longer run before you have to worry about replacing.
Yep, and as Tracy mentioned, these are unpowered, so as you pull along, the pads are actually attached to the wheels through gears. So as the wheels turn, the pads will rotate. And then that little cover on the back, well, not little cover, the kind of the big tank cover, it comes off so that you can fill the fluid up. So it's really neat, and I mean, everybody needs to keep the track clean.
A lot more fun than doing it by hand.
Yes.
And for track cleaning fluid, we have the Lionel maintenance kits, which are available. They have not only the track cleaning fluid and the eraser in there, you also get your light oil and gear grease in there as well. So a great little thing to have on hand as you're maintaining your trains.
Very cool. All right, we talked about the Lion Chief 2.0s just a little bit ago, and now we are in the regular Lion Chief world here. These are the Lion Chief 080s. We did fun 4 SKUs this time around. We have the Southern, the Northern Pacific, and then 2 fun fantasy schemes for you. We have the UP and the two-tone gray, and then the Baltimore, Ohio, and the Royal Blue. Again, some really fun, great pieces. If you're the type of person that wants to grab an engine and pick your own pieces of rolling stock, this is where you get to start and do that. Again, has the puffing smoke, all the great Lion Chief features, can be run with the universal remote or Bluetooth control. A really great starter set type of locomotive without everything else that you would get in a starter set. And as we continue with our diesel locomotives, we have, again, 4 great RS3 locos. We have the Conrail RS3, the New Haven, Southern Pacific, and Western Maryland. I'm a sucker for a good bright paint scheme, so I think that we delivered on that aspect for the RS3s. And these are all based off of similar real-life RS3 prototypes and all long hood forward.
Man, I'd love a legacy version of that RS3 and SP paint.
Gee, Dave, I don't know if we can make that happen.
Okay.
But,
Let's see.
some Conrail versions would be nice too.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We've been talking about this for a little while and working really hard to bring you some very special items in the Star Trek license for this year. We're just getting started in the 2025 catalog, and I am very excited about all of these pieces, as well as a lot of people who worked really hard on these within the building. We worked hand in hand with the Disney Lucasfilms team to get these items created, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done and everything that went into them, and I'm excited to share them with you today. First I want to kick off is with the starter sets. No matter which path you choose within the Star Wars world, whether you're a light side or dark side person, we give you the option on which way you want to go. Personally, I'm going to buy both, but I always tend to lean to the dark side. So I'm excited that the dark side set is the first set that we're showing with the Empire set. I think what's really cool about these sets is the amount of detail and love that went into them. I think that in the printed catalog, you really get a good chance to kind of really look at these up close. I highly suggest zooming in on these. There's detailings on the sides of both the boxcars for the set, for the Empire set, that kind of mirrors the hallways of the Death Star on the outside. Each car is illuminated with images from the iconic scenes from the first movies in the trilogy. What's cool about the mid cars is that they are going to have in the Empire set like a tinted red and then a backlit on them. So they're going to light up. And what was really, really fun to create, and Trip in our creative department did just such an amazing job, is the lava tank car. What's really fun about this car is it is going to have like a floating lava rock within this car. So it's really going to give you that simulated look like they're carrying this lava out of Mustafar. So really, really fun. And what's really great about these sets is because it's fully licensed, there's going to be really cool Star Wars sounds in these. You're going to get familiar sound effects and clips from the movies within both of these sets. The Empire set's going to have a lot of special surprises in there. I'm not going to ruin them for you right now. I want you guys all get really hyped and excited for it. But there are some great clips from the movies in here. And within the Rebel set, right? Han Solo and Chewie are going to be on board this set. Like, you are going to get clips of Han Solo and Chewbacca inside this set as you go around with all the announcements and a lot of really cool fun sound effects too. Again, same thing on the MIC cars here on this. Your details on the side of those MIC cars are mimicking the Falcon, right? So you've got Luke like peering out the side of the car. You've got all these key moments, all these things that you remember so fondly from these movies that you love. And again, they're all going to be lighted. In the liquid tank car for this one, it's going to have that iconic milky blue liquid. The tagline on it says cold as carbonate. Very, very fun. You have to have the blue milk within the tank cars of these. So again, really, really fun. I suggest that you zoom in, look at all the detail and love that went into these because it's packed a lot of little fun Star Wars hidden details on them.
And before I click the page, I wanted to sort of just bring up, we had a lot of fun working with the team, the Star Wars team on this, on their end as well. And so when you talk about things like the lava tank cars and some of the logos that were created here and with our creative team, but also then working with them on the approvals, there's pieces of the Lionel universe now actually becoming part of the Star Wars universe and vice versa. And the excitement on their end is as high as it is on our end to be working together with this. And so there's some amazing offerings in here, but this is also just the beginning of a galaxy of fun stuff that's going to be coming out of it.
Absolutely.
These sets will really give you the high ground.
Touche. All right, for the collectors out there, of which I'm going to make sure that Dave purchases one of each of these. We have the starting of a series of boxcars that honors these iconic characters, right? So in the original trilogy, you have Luke Skywalker. This is the first time you meet him, and these cars give you the opportunity to kind of follow his journey from the beginning of the movies, of the trilogies, to the end. Same with R2-D2 and C-3PO. These are beloved characters within the Star Wars series, right? Kind of takes you on this journey in their story arcs across the whole entire trilogy. And what's really cool about these is, again, we have that roof print on it. So again, whether you're a dark side or a light side, you're going to see it, right? You're going to see that light car or that dark car celebrating these characters. The stormtroopers on there. And of course, how can you forget Darth Vader, right? He's like the best movie villain out there of all time. And being able to kind of follow his story arc in the original trilogy on these cars is really exciting.
My favorite part about these cars is that they look like they're actually coming to life.
Right.
They look like they're bouncing right off of the side panels there.
And unlike the stormtroopers, with these cars, you can't miss.
You can't miss. Amazing.
I got one for every page.
Nice. Right, moving on to the lightsaber boxcars. These are really fun. All 3 Star Wars trilogies are represented here. Of course, you've got Obi-Wan coming face to face with his former Padawan for the first time in many years and celebrating these huge battles in Star Wars history. I mean, everyone wants a lightsaber, right? So paying tribute to that and being able to show like just these pivotal moments within the Star Wars universe. So you have Obi-Wan, Darth Vader. You have from The Force Awakens, Kylo and Rey meeting for the first time. It's really the first time that we see their connection, and it kind of sets the stage for all that's to come and not all of the future movies in that trilogy. And then you have Qui-Gon and Darth Maul in the epic Duel of the Fates, one of the most intense lightsaber battles in all of the prequels. So really fun to kind of honor these pivotal moments and lightsaber cars. And the effect on these is really, really cool, just in general. These cars have done really well. You'll see more of the lighted box cars in the rest of the catalog, but these lightsabers are really going to shine on the side of these.
I got nothing for this one, sorry.
Again, we've got so much rolling stock here. There's so many options on what you can pull behind these great sets. How can you forget the iconic scene where Luke ultimately takes out the Death Star? He's channeling the Force with the help of Obi-Wan's Force Ghost. Having the Death Star trench run to go through our iconic aquarium car is just such a fun piece to do. Actually, one that the Star Wars team and us collaborated on and was like, oh, we've got to find a way to make this motion go. So you've got the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter going through our aquarium car. Again, a really fun piece. And, maybe a standalone piece or something that would go right back with the sets if you've got to have everything like I do. Additionally, we have 2 chasing gondolas. Again, these cars are so much fun, and a lot of people just collect every chasing gondola that we have. With the droid car, you have R2-D2 and C-3PO being chased by a Jawa. You have the fun background with sand crawlers back there in Tatooine. So again, a really nice, fun touch. We tried to make sure that all the decoration on the side of these cars felt like it fit within the Star Wars world. That's why you'll see, like on the chasing gondola with the stormtroopers, that Death Star detailing carries on to the different loads on the cars. And again, you have the stormtroopers kind of pacing the car as it goes.
These are the droids you're looking for.
They are. I could talk about Star Wars for hours, but DC does have a really huge anniversary this year. They're celebrating 90 years, and on these 2 pages here, you really have what DC calls their Trinity. So that's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, spanning back from when they first appeared to their most recent appearances in their comic books. Again, 90 years of DC. These boxcars have some really great and bold deco to mimic, obviously, the comics that they appeared in. So really fun cars, and exciting to be celebrating 90 years of DC.
The postage stamps on the doors were really cool.
They're really cool. Carrying on with DC, we also have another illuminated boxcar. We had a lot of fun in this catalog with taking the illuminated boxcar and kind of imagining it as a TV screen so we could celebrate TV moments, right? These are the things that you remember most from these particular shows. And the classic Adam West series is just super fun, lots of bold graphics, and having different images on either side of this with the fun like Batman TV on the side. I think it's really cool. And we've done a lot of different classic Batman pieces of rolling stock that this will tie back to.
Then we have an elevated oil tank at the bottom. You'll see throughout the catalog coming up that we have a bunch of elevated and flat oil tanks. This one pays homage a little bit going back through the years for where we had a Hopper that was Lex Luthor, so along the same color line. It is plug, expand, flame. The light will light up for LED, and it also has a metal walkway that you can connect them to other ones if you have. So
Those cool kind of accessories really are my kryptonite.
He's on a roll now. You can't
Yeah.
stop him.
You can't, so once he goes, you
He's
can't
got the high
stop.
ground.
He's got
He's
it.
good now.
As you know, we've been doing a lot of Thomas Kincaid items within these last few catalogs, and we've kind of expanded our partnership and offering with some great new Thomas Kincaid studio paintings. And what better year to expand into the DC comics than, again, during their anniversary. Our digital catalog will actually be updated. There was an image issue on the Superman and Trinity cars. We will get those updated so that you can see them. But they have some really cool images of, again, the Holy Trilogy. So you've got Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman on the one car with their great moments there. And then the Superman one, again, Superman has a really big movie coming out here soon. And excited again on the 90th year to really showcase this wonderful art that Thomas Kincaid Studios puts together.
All right, shifting gears a little bit, but still another really important anniversary, Tom and Jerry. And for those of you, we always like to say, if you enjoy the Saturday morning cartoons, if this was sort of part of your childhood, or maybe you grew up and you watched the reruns, Tom and Jerry has probably affected all of us in this room at some point in the best way. So up here at the top, we have a boxcar. This is a celebration of Tom and Jerry really as these sort of frenemies, right? On one side of the boxcar is the chase, while the other side is sort of them working together as a team. And you sort of feel that tension in the show. And then just as some added detail, we do have some roof print there with the Tom and Jerry logo. Just a nice special touch to add to the rest of the cars on this page, actually.
Yeah, continuing on with some illuminated boxcars. Again, in their anniversary year, it was fun to grab some great moments from the cartoon and highlight them like it's on a television screen. There's a lot of fun details in there, little pieces of cheese and moments from the show. Again, a great collector item, and I think just the beginning of stuff that we will be doing with Tom and Jerry. We also have a chasing gondola, so you really get to bring the action of Tom and Jerry to life by having, Tom chasing them around the car. It's a great, it makes sense for Tom and Jerry to be chasing each other on a chasing gondola. Yeah,
Totally.
all right. Another classic cartoon that we've been doing for the last few years, and that's Looney Tunes, kicking off with the Acme Dynamite tank car with the fun simulated wick on the back of the dynamite there.
And below we have the rocket, kind of along the lines of the disconnect logs, but playing it a little different and going with the classic rocket that you always see in the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. The arch is a little deceiving on this one, as the trucks will be a little further out to make sure that you will be able to connect those two other pieces that we have. The stick in the back probably, well, it will not be a full stick, more of a dynamite wick will light it and blow. So whether you want to go in towards the engine or away from the engine, your beauty, you get to decide.
And the disconnect trucks really are a quote unquote scale item, but again, it's scale traditional. This is one of those cars that it's fun, it's whimsy, and it will fit equally well in either universe. We've heard a lot of fun comments on the rocket cars in this catalog.
They're really cool.
It's probably something we'll have to blast off a few more times.
No, they'll take off for sure.
Yeah, moving on. At the bottom is another oil tank. This one for the paint that you also see a lot of times with the rocket usually. So again, it's a plug, expand, play with the lighting lights.
All the days of cartoons.
Instant tunnel.
Yeah.
I feel like this is every Saturday morning as a kid coming to life in the Lionel catalog.
For sure. All right. Talking a little bit about Harry Potter. While you do see the Hogwarts Express set here, it's not technically a new set in that it has a new SKU number, but it's still all the great features that you know and love in this Lion Chief set. There was an internal change inside of it with a board. Because of that change, we had to change the product number, but it is still the same set that you know and love with the Dementors cards in there. We wanted to make sure that we got the word out that it has a product number for 2025. What's great about Harry Potter is that it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I know over the Christmas holidays, I saw a lot of people decorating their whole house in Harry Potter Christmas. And we wanted to make sure that you can continue to add on to your set with either your Christmas traditions or your Harry Potter layouts. So they've really been letting us have a lot of fun with the add-on pieces. So we have the Hogsmeade flat car with piggyback trailers. Hogsmeade is representing 2 of the great businesses within it. Obviously Ollivanders to go get your wands, and Honeydukes to get all of your butterbeer and all your other fun items. So a really fun piece, and the Hogsmeade flat car will obviously match the set so that it really feels seamless pulling that car along.
I've always liked the Dementor's car too, where it flickers along with the sounds, the creepy sounds of those Dementors.
It's a great scene in the movie, and I think that it was just a fantastic job to have that moment within that set. It's really spooky and very fun. Continuing on with Harry Potter add-ons, last year we did a few boxcars honoring the first few movies in the series. We're continuing that on so that you can collect them all. This round would be Goblet of Fire and the Order of the Phoenix. Again, celebrating the really key moments from the movies that everyone is familiar with. And then carrying on with Thomas Kincaid Studios, we have a car honoring the Hogwarts Express, which is really fun. It's obviously the key moment in the movie for all of us train fans. And then the Great Hall, kind of decorated all up for Christmas. It's a really beautiful painting, and I'm excited that it is now on the side of the boxcar. And another fun kind of series that we get to do with Harry Potter this year is all things butterbeer. So imagine that butterbeer is now being carried by train, and you have your butterbeer reefer here, the tank car, and for the first time, officially licensed butterbeer scented smoke fluid, so you can actually kind of experience that smell of what butterbeer is right in your home.
That smoke fluid will work with any compatible Lionel smoking.
We also have a butterbeer tank as well, to go back with all things butterbeer.
Just don't drink it.
Not filled with butter.
Not filled with butterbeer. You
Don't
gotta
drink
buy
one.
that
That's
separately, but not the smoke fluid.
But handy.
For drinking, get the official butterbeer. Cool. And then continuing on with Thomas Kincaid, we started this series where we do a few Christmas-themed Thomas Kincaid items with classic Minnie and Mickey. So we're carrying on with the evening sleigh ride and their Victorian Christmas. And then we've also been doing their location-based items as well. And this year, Mickey and Minnie are in Florida, kind of vacationing there. Really fun, bright car with some great images on the side. And then for the first time with Lionel and Disney, we're honoring Stitch. This isn't the first time that this is the first time that Stitch appears in the catalog, but not the last time. There's also some more items within this catalog. But this is like that classic Stitch, like what Stitch is all about. Ohana meaning family, a great add-on piece for your family layout. He's surfing on the top of the car. He is having a lot of fun. So great car. This is the walking brakeman. So that means he's going to travel across the top of that car as it goes down the track. Additionally, we have some great other Disney add-on pieces like The Nightmare Before Christmas, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, Chasing Gondola, and The Nightmare Before Christmas Zero Aquarium car. If you're familiar with the Nightmare Before Christmas movies, Zero is a great character, and he is going to be traveling through, he's kind of like a ghost dog, and he's going to be traveling through scenes within the movie within that boxcar.
All right, so Angela Trott-Thomas, just a longtime friend here at Lionel. I want to say friend more than partner, really, because she has such a gift, and she's wonderful to work with, and she's incredibly talented. I'm really proud of these 3 boxcars because they're extremely striking and they're really special, and there's special meaning behind each one, as I'll sort of explain here. To the left here, you have this, of course, the Commodore Vanderbilt locomotive with its striking red appearance on that snowy backdrop in the evening sky. It really puts you in that scene. Beautiful art. Over here to the upper right, we have a Christmas Anticipation boxcar, which is actually going to be a part of a series that we're creating. Imagine you might be like this boy here. You're sitting under your Christmas tree as a kid. He's looking through Lionel catalogs. He's dreaming about what he might get under his tree the next morning from Santa. Maybe it's that Lionel train he's always wanted. And then, of course, he's got his best pal there in the back sleeping. It just gives you that cozy, warm feeling. And then here in the bottom, a car that will become, again, a part of a series here. This is really a true honoring of our 125th anniversary and Lionel's legacy, in that we're showing a lot of those iconic catalogs that you might have seen over the past decades, the ones that sort of stand out. I know the Lionel yellow catalog there to the far right. And again, some of those locomotives and small details that you really have to look up close to see. Similar when you were describing the Star Wars sets, a lot of these pieces, you really just need to see them up close. But yeah, a lot of great stuff here, and looking forward to working with Angela for many years to come. All right, and I am biased towards Bob Ross because I grew up watching it. I actually always joke with the team here that it was Bob Ross, A Joy of Painting, followed by Walker, Texas Ranger, and that was like my go-to before getting on the bus. So what makes this particular boxcar special is that it is using a painting called A Walk in the Woods, which was based on the episode 1 airing of A Joy of Painting. That was all the way back in 1983. And so what's cool about this painting is it's probably one of his most popular, the one people recognize. He only used 8 colors, and he did it in 26 minutes, which is insane. But the best part about Bob Ross is he made anyone feel like they could paint, and that's why I love him dearly. This will follow the same theme as the previous Bob Ross boxcar we offered last year, in that it has the canvas white body, and then it has a roof paint splatter there on the top, just for that special touch. And of course, we didn't miss an opportunity to include some special details from that particular show on the car itself.
Yeah, they're really great pieces. And while you're honoring Bob Ross and the human being and the show that he is, they've also let us have a little fun with Bob. And we were able to be like, oh, Bob Ross's Happy Little Trees, right? What if Bob Ross owned his own Happy Little Tree Farm? So we have 2 really great pieces here. We have the Happy Little Tree Farm gondola carrying some happy little trees. You get the great 6 tree load within that item there. And then the Bob Ross Happy Tree Farm reefer, kind of branded up like if Bob owned his own tree farm. Really fun, has a great image painting on the side here. But those are these fun pieces where maybe you don't want everything Bob Ross, but you just kind of throw it in there and watch as someone realizes like, oh, that's Bob Ross. So really fun there. And then we have the covered bridge item as well, with his great paintings on the side and a really great feel-good Bob Ross quote with interior illumination. All right, moving on to Mr. Rogers. Last year, we focused on Mr. Rogers within his home at the beginning of the show, and we thought we'd have kind of complete having both pieces there. The second half of the show, he goes into his neighborhood of make-believe, and we wanted to celebrate those characters that we all know and love. We've got Daniel the Tiger, you've got the King on there, you've got Henrietta, just really great characters that everyone knows and loves and grew up with. Mr. Rogers was just an exceptional human being, and I'll let Corey kind of take it from there.
Yeah, speaking of which, last year we came out with a Fred Rogers boxcar that really was looking at him from the perspective of just who he was, not necessarily tied to the show itself. And this time we wanted to sort of expand on who he was, but also within the realms of the show itself. So we wanted to kind of bring a behind the scenes feel, pull some of this imagery that were actually taken on set. And again, with the detail to the roof print, it's we got to put "Won't you be my neighbor?" And if that doesn't give you the feels, I really don't know what was, because that was sort of the tagline growing up, right? So it's been such a pleasure working on cars like these on his behalf.
Absolutely. And we got to have a little fun here as well and kind of pay tribute to Mr. McFeely, right? His speedy delivery uniform and the way that he visits Mr. Rogers and gets to talk about the mail and what he does. Taking that play off of his blue uniform and the speedy delivery logo with an operating car, having the merchandise box cars that kind of pop out the side, you load them within the top, and they can be unloaded by a remote control. It makes sense for Mr. McFeely to have his own kind of package delivery car within that world. And again, to have his speedy delivery logo on the side, I think was really cool. Really clever.
Yeah, the Mr. Rogers and the Bob Rosses of the world. It's so nice to be able to include those licenses in with the Lionel branding. Two people who just stressed to every audience to focus on the good over the bad, to focus on the can over the can't, and tried to do everything they could to just, be positive and make the world a better place. And, kind of feels like we could use some more of that in the world.
Absolutely,
I
They
agree.
were a good part of every morning growing up.
for sure.
Do you want to show everyone the awesome Rolling Stone
Yeah.
Open Global?
So Corey talked a lot about Battery O and what it is and what it does, but we wanted to show it again here to kind of drive the point home that Thomas and Friends in his 80th year, we have a great box car here. If you get that set, you can pool this Thomas and Friends 80th anniversary box car here. It's a great piece to kind of celebrate Thomas from the beginning with those really vintage Thomas images on both sides, kind of focusing on original Thomas and where he's been in all these 80 years. Thomas is just a huge, huge kicking and starting off point for train fans, and to be able to celebrate him in his 80th year in our anniversary year is really cool. And then another kind of everyone grew up with item, we've got Barbie, right?
Eye candy.
She looks amazing. It's so bright and so fun and great pieces of rolling stock. I mean, they are very bright. And what these pieces of rolling stock here do is complete the 65th anniversary celebration of Barbie from last year with the conclusion of 2 more decades. We've done the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. So we're concluding that series here with the 80s and the 90s. So no matter what age or what family member you had that was really into collecting Barbie, these great cars do her some justice and are really fun to be able to, again, be pulled by that Battery O set if you so please, or to add into your layout or collection.
Yeah, you won't even need caffeine. That
No.
thing will wake you right up.
Really will.
Cars really bring the energy.
Yeah.
Sure do. Cue the song, right? No, don't do that. Yeah. So next, another anniversary. I mean, 2025 is like a huge year for a lot of companies, right? And Mattel, I mean, they are the toy company, right? Of our not just our generation, but generations before us. So this is a 80th anniversary boxcar here. And as you can see, there are little badges on the side. Those are pointing back to some of those core brands that maybe you collected. Maybe it was Tom's, maybe it was Barbie. But a really holistic way to represent Mattel. And also, we have a little print again here. It's Mattel. For those of you who know, you know.
Very cool. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been plagued by the draw 4 card in Uno just yesterday by my son. And he laughed and laughed and laughed every time I had to draw 4. So it was really fun to do this bright, fun Uno box card. What's cool about it, you open the door, you're drawing 4. Which really, really fun piece here. Again, really bright and a great time to release this car in Mattel's 80th year. Another game that people grew up with and played all the time, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, right? The characters on the gondola is really fun, really cool, with the gondola itself kind of mimicking the colors of the stage that they would be affixed on. Really fun piece and a great way to honor Mattel.
I like that one.
I do too. Great piece.
All right, well, I feel a little bit like a broken record, but we got another anniversary,
Another
guys.
anniversary.
We got another one for you. But this time, it is Peanuts. It's their 75th anniversary. And again, just like Mattel and just like even Angela, these are partners that are just a pleasure to work with. And we get to be so creative. This, again, is more of a holistic representation and celebration of their anniversary in a boxcar, in that you see some of those comic strips in the background. You have their character silhouettes accompanied by their really fantastic 75th logo. And then we also have some other cool pieces.
Yeah, really celebrating their TV specials. Who hasn't seen It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? It is one of the best ultimate Halloween specials that you will see out there. And again, taking that illuminated boxcar, making it feel like that really cool 70s TV on the side there, having it lit up with the pivotal moments from the TV special. It's just a classic and a really fun car. Additionally, if you like a little action on your layout, we have a Charlie Brown Christmas aquarium car. What's fun about this car is all the characters are going to be in that iconic scene where they're dancing on the stage here, but they're going to be dancing through the car. So a lot of motion and movement Has an on and off switch on the underside, interior lighting, and again, you're gonna get those characters making their way through the car on the Peanuts Charlie Brown stage.
Then we've taken those two TV specials and done trolleys for them. Both of them will have LED lights on the inside. They will have the 75th logo on the front of the trolleys as well. Images from both movies and images of the characters throughout. For the Christmas one at the bottom, we've adjusted it a little bit where we've taken the back of the pole at the top and bent it, and we'll have a little bit of leaves coming off and just that, trying to get that feel of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree and the sad part of the tree, but have it a part of the tree. So
They're really having like a party within both of those trolleys. I think it's fun that the characters are kind of riding along in there. They're really great.
And I think it's been really fun as you go into get, another anniversary. It's great that we're able to partner with all of these licenses, but it's also interesting when you think about some of these absolute icons of Peanuts and Mattel and 75 years. But then you look at Lionel's celebrating its 50th at that point, right? How long this brand has been around, and to be able to partner with them. Some like Disney going all the way back with the Mickey and Minnie hand car that we celebrated just a year ago and so forth. What a rich tradition. All of these licensed partners have been with us as a brand for so long now.
I think it's great celebrating the anniversaries, not just of Lionel, but all these others as well together in 1 year.
And many of those partners were fans of Lionel. When we first connected, they were like, I love this. This is great.
All right, moving into our Ford and Chevy licenses. Again, adding on to some great items that we've been doing year over year in their great colorful branding. We have the Ford Maxi Stack with the genuine Ford parts logos on them, and the Chevy Maxi Stack, again, with their great logos on there, carrying all their parts as they go down the rails.
then we have the elevated tanks at the bottom again, much like the other ones. Paint schemes following along with the Maxi Stacks and the items that have been done in the past. So we'll mix in great with the stuff that you already have and just continue that collection.
All right. Moving on to John Deere. Two great reefers this year with some really great deco on the side, celebrating the Waterloo Boy reefer. This Waterloo Boy, it's a mouthful, tractor was acquired by John Deere and kind of kicked off where they got big in the tractor space, right? They had all these other great products, but they really needed a tractor. And acquiring Waterloo Boy was kind of that kickoff to all the tractors that came from it. So honoring the rich heritage there and the original advertisements for it on the side. The reefer is always a great opportunity for really great art on the side, and having the vintage John Deere assets to utilize on these is really great. Again, you have your John Deere quality equipment, your farming operations, again, focusing on those really great vintage advertisements that they used to use back then. Pretty cool.
And then we have our Wings of Angel series, which is, this is continuing on, a very popular series. It just meets, this sort of retro feel, old school aircraft, pinup. It's very like reminiscent of, that sort of post World War II and post World War II feel. And again, you'll know that you have a piece in the collection because it has that roof print that you're used to seeing, Wings of Angels. A lot of fun and lots of pops of color. So if you already have some and you'd like to add to your collection, and if you haven't, we do continue to create these usually year over year. So more to come.
We did not, but we can cover that with the
We'll cover
website.
TNT advertising. Okay, we'll do
All
that.
right.
Why don't you go for it, Tracy? Talk
Okay.
about these cool new trucks we've got.
Yeah, we have 6, I think, throughout the catalog for the TMCC trucks. This one will be a little different from the rest as it will have a cover on the back. The other ones, little surprise, they will be different. But working headlights, a strobe light at the top, just has that old time feel, especially with John Deere and out on the farm and areas that would fit right in.
Yeah, the colors on that looks really great, and that's official John Deere colors. That truck screams John Deere to me, so that's fun.
Likewise, we've got it
And
for
then we have-
restaurants too.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch. And same kind of concept. The one difference is these will have 6 boxes or crates in the back. Budweiser is printed on each crate. They are removable, so you can take them out, put them in different spots as you're going around to pick them up if you want. So it's a nice little touch. And again, the colors with the Budweiser logo just kind of fits. So
We all saw that look and we just like, it felt right. Like we were excited to see it.
And keep those crates in the back of the truck while you're driving.
That's right.
That's right.
yes, not in the front seat.
Not in the front seat, that's the rules. We also are continuing this series with our Budweiser illuminated bar sign box car. This is number 2 in the series. This is a classic bar sign image that was pulled straight from the AV archives. So they kind of went to their archives, pulled out all these really cool vintage neon signs, all kinds of different things that they used to either provide to bars that were stocking their products, distributors that did best in sales. So there's a lot of really great Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch signs that you might see in your local watering hole or someone's garage. Again, the light on the side kind of simulates what the neons would do in the bar. So really fun piece, and again, straight from Anheuser-Busch and their archives there. We also are continuing the reefer series. Again, a lot of people collect these reefers year over year. This one here celebrates one of their vintage advertisements with beer being a pleasant part of life and to make it part of yours.
And you can't have Budweiser without the Budweiser garden. Got to go somewhere to get your beer, right? So we have this for with your carnival setups that you have or throughout your set. Each the figure does move. Sorry, stutter stun. It's plug, explain, and play to help the figure to move. They are holding beer in their hand to help get that point across. Deco on the top of the roof as well as all around.
It's really a great piece. Lots of really fun images on the side there with the Budweiser branding.
It's always nice to see the vintage stuff, like when you reach into the archives and you pull that, it always brings it to life.
Ryan, they got bratwurst.
I know. We're going.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, we'll definitely shift gears here. a
Oh
bit.
my gosh, I get to go from Budweiser to railroad history.
Oh my gosh.
We have had Pete
Oh
Ryan
my
part of the
gosh.
catalog.
You know, Ryan is our in-house history buff, and so I always joke around that by the end of it, I'll have had like half a degree in history, you know, but really these are just opportunities for us to celebrate special moments in railroad history. Honestly, Ryan, this first one feels like it belongs more in your camp because it's so special to you. Did you want to talk about this one?
Well, I guess I'm sure. So this year will mark the 50th anniversary of the opening of the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Many of you know I have a long connection back there with the good folks in Strasburg. It was the first dedicated structure opened up in the country as a railroad museum. The collection dates back well into the earliest days of steam, and they're still growing and acquiring today and opening up a number of new exhibits. It's been a great part to be a part of that. This will be the second Boxcar and Lionel catalog for the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. The first one came out when I was actually still there. It was fun to meet the Lionel team then, and now it'll be on the other side of this story. So really fun. We've also done some special programs with them. So if you are a Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania fan and a Lionel fan, whether it's O or HL, might want to check out their website and their web store as well. So I'll give that shameless plug to do my advisory council duties. But really a wonderful collection, a wonderful institution. Many of us have been there as visitors, not volunteers or more, and happy to bring that one to life. But two other also great icons that I know I could speak of, but it's fun letting you share the joy.
Thanks,
Laura,
Ryan.
I'll take your spotlight.
So we have our 100th anniversary of the Orange Blossom Special. If you're not familiar, this is actually a locomotive that was designed to carry wealthy travelers, or at least lure them out of the north during those cold winter months. And then later on, it was actually used during the war to help carry supplies, as many other companies would do. But what makes it so cool is it's carrying those pops of colors that really come from the fruit that you see in Florida. So there's limes and lemons. And so I took one look at this locomotive. I looked at Ryan, I'm like, I love this locomotive. And he's like, yeah, we have to do this. And of course, it's going to come with a nice silvery body. And that's really just emphasizing the importance of the anniversary and giving it that nice shine, in addition to that logo that you see there. Perhaps one of the largest anniversaries in railroad history is the Stockton and Darlington 200th. And when I say this is big, I mean there is literally a 9-week festival over in England that's just dedicated to celebrating this. And for those who don't know, it was the first railroad in the world to operate freight and passenger service with steam traction. It was really the birth of the modern railway. And although it started overseas in England, it had a tremendous impact on it, just railroading as we see it today, and really come down to even our love for model railroading. So everyone has been impacted.
Yeah, this is truly the beginning moment, celebrating 200 years of steam railroading in the world. And I look forward to seeing a lot of things. I'm just trying to sneak some travel into the budget for us all next year, because I think it would be a good thing for us to do some corporate research
Yes.
and travel the world and visit some of these events. But for those in the railroad community, keep your eyes out there and look for things happening abroad and hopefully in your neck of the woods too.
And look for those fun facts on the cars. We always like to enrich the history of the anniversary with those facts. All right, moving on to a bit of American history. We also like to not just celebrate, it doesn't have to be an event, it could be a person or a moment or a piece of literature. In this case, it is the Navy's 250th anniversary. And so we always like to honor our service members, especially in our military here. And the Navy, it just plays a huge role in keeping our country safe. And so we thank anyone who has served. In this particular case, we've added the American flag to the top of the car, bit of detail there, along with a special slogan from the Navy. On one side, you'll get that sort of throwback, old school Navy art, advertisement effect. And then on the other, you get the modern aircraft and vessels that you would see today, like the USS Gerald Ford. Looking below that, really the cars, these other 3 cars, they flow together in order, beginning with Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, which would later lead to the battles of Lexington and Concord and Bunker Hill. This is really when you start to see these first confrontations between Britain and the original colonies. These battles were extremely bloody, and while in some cases we came out on top and we ended up saving ourselves, others we suffered some serious damage. And overall, what it does here is it gives you a sense of pride in how far and how many people gave up their lives so that we could enjoy the things we enjoy today. Each of these boxcars here has a special quote or a phrase that is in connection to the event, as well as some details on the door to give you a bit of tie back to the actual specific dates of these battles. And then, without digging super deep into the history books, we put some really fun facts, some old school images of maps and paintings of each of these battles. Because as you know, people weren't exactly pulling out their iPhones and taking pictures for us to, put on the cars. So again, this is a really cool thing that we plan to continue. So if you enjoy history, whether it's railroad or American history, please continue to look at our future catalogs so that you can add to your collection.
Obviously, next year, 2026, will be a big anniversary America year, but 1776 doesn't happen without events like this in 1775. And so we've been doing this series now for actually our 2nd year, leading up to the American Revolution and all of those events. And I think looking forward to really continuing to roll through this part of the things.
Yeah. All right. So there's a lot here to look at. This is essentially our entire personalized boxcar collection. For those of you who are familiar, if you go to lionelstore.com, you can actually design your very own personalized boxcar for whichever event may apply to you. And so you will be able to add a custom photo and 3 lines of personalized text. This has really exploded. I think people just love commemorating their, Christmas, birthdays, anniversary. Father's Day, Mother's Day is very important. Again, we actually have a Polar Express boxcar here and a really nice gold body and trucks. So highly encourage you to add that special touch to your layout. And these also make really great gifts for someone if they don't have a train, you gotta get them a Lionel train, and then you gotta give them a personalized boxcar, right?
continuing on with our ever popular and growing Area 51 theme. Last year in our C2 catalog, we unveiled our new Area 51 set from Lion Chief. Had to have some great add-on pieces to go with it. So we have the Take Me to Your Leader alien flat car with the enormously giant alien that gets to ride along on the flat car there. Again, if you have a UFO recovery freight set, you're going to recover a very giant alien. So a really fun piece to be able to add on to that set, or any of the other Area 51 items and sets that we've done year over year.
And then at the bottom, we have another cleaning cart. What's unique about this one compared to the other ones is the removable tank on the back is glow in the dark. Just to kind of go again with that Area 51 feel and what you would think of aliens and all that. Same with the truck on the side. So on the next page at the bottom, the TMCC truck, the crates in the back will also be glow in the dark. So again, just trying to take that feel and add it to the Area 51 collection. And then at the top, we have a trolley. This one's different from the other ones in the sense that it still has the figurines on the
Lighted interior.
Thank you. Silhouettes. The lights will rotate inside the cab on this one between a couple different colors. And then there's also a green light that will shine consistently underneath. So as it is going around, you will have the lights on the bottom. You will have that feel of moving on the inside with the rotating lights. So just to add a little different compared to the previous two.
Very cool.
I think of all of the track cleaners, the evidence scrubber is my
The most appropriate.
personal favorite.
Yes, yeah, very fun.
All right, Megan, Halloween.
I know. I'm so excited about Halloween, but I was also so excited about Star Wars. I almost kind of forget that Halloween's back here, but I love this stuff too. I'm really excited about this.
Let's get spooky.
Let's get spooky.
So we've got some really fun scale items again in the Halloween section. Tracy did a wonderful job on some more disconnect cars with some great Halloween deco. I really love Frankie on the door of the stock car in that 4-pack. The caboose is tons of fun. And then the Halloween candy dump, side dump cars is just a great setup. You could have this set up on a small platform, load it up with your own candy. They manually dump side to side, so really cool. But if you're looking for something extra spooky and extra special, we've got the Flying Dutchman version of our Commodore Vanderbilt. This has all the same great features of the Hudsons we spoke about yesterday. So risk of running so too long here, go back and check out the first part of our first half of this program. But in addition to all the great normal New York Central features, of course, this one has wonderful multicolor glow in the dark applications, similar to the Vision Triplex. And then also, of course, as a legacy locomotive and a Vision locomotive with special sound effects, Dave and Tracy will be doing a wonderful job spooking this one up with all sorts of great announcements and sounds and bells and whistles and chains. And you name it.
That's gonna make you lose your head.
Yeah, this one will be a good one.
All right, moving on to some licensed product here. We have some really great Disney boxcars. It's kind of an effect we haven't really done before on the side of a boxcar. Everything that you see in green on the sides of these cars is going to glow, right? So it's going to glow in the dark. You have Mickey and Friends in that really classic cartoon, The Lonesome Ghosts. You have, of course, a Star Wars car, Star Wars jumping on the action as well, with a galactic Halloween and all the dark side Darth Vader Stormtrooper character on the side there with Death Star. You also have Nightmare Before Christmas and More Fun with Stitch. So a really great way, no matter what type of Disney fan you are, you can throw one of these onto your layout and celebrate some Halloween.
Yeah, the effects on these are really cool. And as you mentioned, this took a little bit of work between us and the factory. You did a great job, Megan, driving this one home to try and get this sort of glow-in-the-dark backlighting effect almost to this.
And they're really easy to use too. If you want to kind of accentuate the features on them, you can stick a flashlight against it, kind of charge it up a little bit. But if it's been sitting in a bright room for a little while and then you kind of dim the lights, you're going to see that glow there. But yeah, having the backlit effect with the lighting kind of accentuating all those green features on there, it's really fun, and a lot of work went into them, and I think you guys are really gonna like the effect. Very similar to what we just did on the Batman ET44, but kind of took it up a notch there. Then we have some wonderful kind of understated Halloween items here. I know a lot of people were huge fans of the Fezziwig series. Our creative team had a lot of fun creating that, and we wanted to kind of take that twist, that literary twist, and apply it to our Halloween cars. So we took inspiration from Edgar Allan Poe and all of his classic scary works here. The stock car, the box car is Wings of Raven, so taking its inspiration from the Raven. You have the Haunted Hollow Hearts brand stock car, again taking inspiration from the Telltale Heart, and the Haunted Hollow tonic water tank, which pulls inspiration from the Fall of the House of Usher. Again, all kinds of little winks and nods with the little logos that we have on here, but very fun on these particular cars here, and great pieces. Either pick one or buy all three. Very fun pieces. And then we also have, continuing on with some piggyback trailers, we have the Whispering Rails flat car with piggybacks, carrying the Transylvania Transit piggybacks on there.
And continuing with the Halloween, we have something new to line out. We have, there will be 4 throughout the book, but we have like a trailer home. What's cool about these is the deco on them is all over the place. So you'll get them on all the sides. We also have a lot of stuff on top as well. It is a plug, expand, play. LED lights on the inside. Should be a lot of fun to really see how these come out. We're kind of excited. Really think the opportunity to expand on this will be a lot of fun going through the years.
And this one has the exterior lights out as well too.
Yes, this one does, around the edge. And then we have the truck at the bottom, another TMCC. This with the crates with pumpkins on the back. We have a concession stand on the next page. Again, plug, expand, play. Along with the figure of the man, the dog, and the hydrant will also move. We have spots for the witches to park on top, so they have their own little parking spaces, which I thought was a nice little ode to the holiday season. And then on the bottom we have the lighted station platform. The images on the fences are a little callback throughout the years to other images that Lionel has done. The one thing that's different and unique about this one compared to the station light platforms in the past and also in this catalog is these LED lights will flicker. So we'll have a non-consistent flickering, just like you would as you're walking into a Halloween house or in that movie that you're expecting. So really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, very cool.
Really like the skeleton dog and the hydrant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, from Halloween, we're right back into the Christmas season again
I
already.
know, right?
As you know, 2024 was really the year of Polar. So we still had a few things. It wouldn't be a Lionel catalog, especially not an anniversary catalog, without a little bit of tribute to this license and all the fun it's brought us over the past 20 years. We start off here with another Vanderbilt, a nice streamlined Hudson for the Polar Express. Great offset if you've already maxed out or you've bought too many Polar freight and passenger cars to know what to do with. This would be a nice companion to the Polar Berkshire to start up a second consist for sure. And again, all the great sounds or features that you've seen before, and in addition to that, you'll have the Polar dialogue here as well to make this extra special and fun. For our annual Polar freight car, this year we're doing the gondola with the canister load, each one lettered for its own different fun type of candy. Really like the way the art turned out on that. A lot of great decoration and detail in that car.
And then we have another Polar Express, which we haven't done somehow. TMCC truck with crates in the back with Believe. Because what's Polar Express without Believe? So that's written on all the crates. for that.
That's great.
And then we have another sort of classic red and green Christmas Vanderbilt Hudson here, this time the St. Nicholas. Again, we will use special Christmas dialogue and sound effects in this as well, in addition to all the great legacy features. Tracy, even though it's a high-end set, really you took the ball and ran with it on the North Pole set here. I said, give me a train for Santa's workshop, and you and the creative team did not disappoint. Tell them a little bit about the vision and some of the cool little things on some of the cars too as well.
Yeah, there's 7 disconnects attached to this. We have the gondola, we have the crane, we have the barrel, as well as 2 sleepers and an observation. The sleepers are, one's for the elves and one is for the head elf, for those in charge, as it is the toy company in a way. And then on the back, on the observation, will be Santa Claus, will be on the outside, on the observation part on the out. So a little Santa Claus figurine there. Seeing where they have been, making sure that everything is ready for the all-important Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And then we have more disconnects at the bottom. We have the caboose, as well as the 4-pack at the bottom. The first piece with the red and white, the lid comes off of those pieces, both in this one as well as the ones that have been previous. Just to add a little bit to it, the colors will be on the inside as well, just so if you do remove it and you want to put in some candy or some figurines that you may have, Christmas figurines throughout lineup, you will have that advantage as well. So you got to love outhouses anytime.
Anytime. And the wonderful Heisler engine will have some nice crew talk with the elves controlling the train as well, if you want.
These cars are great. They're so much fun.
They are. They're just cute little fun things to have, and you can put a string of 30 of them together, and it's still small layout friendly.
Yeah, it's so fun. All right, continuing on with Christmas and Star Wars. We have kind of 2 representations of Star Wars here. Grogu, or lovingly known as Baby Yoda, as part of the hit character from the Mandalorian series. Joy to the Galaxy. And then celebrating the kind of core original trilogy with Merry Force Be With You, with the Darth Vader on one side and Chewbacca and Yoda on the other. Really great pieces for Christmas in Star Wars.
Chewbacca tangled up in the lights is like my favorite thing.
I know, it's in Yoda kind of manipulating the boxes with the Force. So there it is, perfect. Dave will not be the Chewbacca voice in the set, just so you know. I know.
I sound a little chewy.
Yeah. For those of you who have collected our Frozen train sets, we have this really great Season of Magic Disney Frozen boxcar. And then Stitch also getting in on the action for Christmas, kind of tropical Christmas with Deck the Palms, and Stitch kind of having a party on the side of this car here. And then one of my favorite sets this year, we have the Peppermint Railroad 080. We did a Peppermint Railroad scheme on the ELC2 Park in the last catalogs, and we had a lot of great feedback that people wanted us to carry on with this road name. It's a really fun 080 locomotive carrying the Peppermint Railroad logos. We have the Kringle cookie car, where when you open the door there, you kind of got that peek of the cookie boxes sitting within. You have the Santa's Choice hot chocolate vat car. Santa's Choice has been on quite a few different hot chocolate items that we've had. It's carrying on that theme as a loving tribute to all the other pieces that we've done. And then ending it with a Peppermint Railroad lighted caboose. I just think this is just a great classic Christmas set that I hope to see blow a lot of people's trees this year. Also have some really fun add-on pieces. You know, we want to make sure that if you've purchased a Lionel set, that you have all kinds of different pieces to go back with it or mix and match. So we have the special Christmas delivery mint car. The mint car has the actual wrapped presents inside of it. This kind of goes back to the Winter Wonderland theme. We have the always fun and exciting SledX brand with the SledX boxcar and Kringle Toy Works. And then the really popular Sleigh Bell Limited North Pole Central scheme and the Christmas gondola with trees and presents. So you're going to get that fun snow-covered Christmas tree load in there, and the wrapped presents will be included as well. And I think one of Ryan's favorite pieces in Christmas this year is the 2025 Christmas boxcar.
Yeah, I just love this color scheme. I think this one really worked out well. And just like we did with our 125th anniversary boxcar, we wanted to make this one available really across the entire product line. So from HO, American Flyer, of course, the traditional O-Gauge Christmas boxcar annual car is one of our best sellers every year. And this year, for the first time, we're extending that up into the O-Scale family as well. So with the PS1 boxcar, and see how that does. If it starts a new tradition in the scale world, very likely we'll continue to keep going with that. I'm excited to keep this train going.
Yeah, the images on there really just harken back to that really classic Christmas time. They look really fun. And to pair with it, we also wanted to do the 2025 Christmas Soundbox car, kind of in that same theme and coloring. And for those who collect them every year, to have like the matching pair just felt like a no-brainer with these. But we also had a little more fun with Santa and Tropical Christmas, because not everyone celebrates Christmas the same way. And Mele Kalikimaka Surfing Santa boxcar. Santa is surfing on the top of this boxcar with his tropical drink in hand on that walking brake man surfing across the top. He is having a great time.
It's probably where he's at right
He's
now.
probably where he is right now. So really fun with the tropical surfboard and the Christmas coloring there. A great piece for anyone who might live in really warm places for Christmas. And then a Winter Wonderland flat car with piggyback trailers to continue to add on to all of the Winter Wonderland items that we have.
And on the next page, we continue with the Christmas theme, with the Christmas trailer home. Again, this one has the outdoor lights, along with the plug, expand, play. You can't see it on this one, but the roof has a lot of neat little features. It has the skid marks from the sleigh. It has footprints from the reindeer. It also has some droppings left by the reindeer,
Nice.
which just adds to that kind of feel. If you have one, you have the other.
They're hanging out for a while.
And it's Christmas lights on the trailer home, so you can leave those decorations up on your layout all year round.
That's right.
Another cleaning cart at the bottom, and then TMCC truck on the side. The boxes on those says don't open until the 25th, which all Christmas gifts usually till the 25th. And then the Christmas trolley at the bottom. Again, this one will have the red lights glowing at the bottom on the outside. It will also have rotating lights on the inside, red and green, just to give that feel of the silhouette characters moving around and just having a good time because it is Christmas.
And then we've got a few more accessories to round things out that are good for any time of the year.
Yeah, another crane to go with the other ones. Again, the same features, just a little different with the United Pacific paint scheme. For all the cranes, we have a crane workhouse at the bottom that will connect to all the cranes to help sounds if you want the sound effects. Again, it's a plug, expand, play, so it will fit right into your system and layout where you're not trying to have cords going all throughout. Another lighted station for World War II and for America on that one. And then two more themes with the trailer homes. These do not have outside lights, but again, the deco that goes all the way around it, we try to make the beach trailer home a little more weathered, as I think most people, that's what you think of when you think of the beach and trailer homes. And then of course, you have those people who got to go all out for July 4th as much as they go out for Christmas. So the patriotic house at the bottom as well.
The giant flag on the roof.
Yes, love it.
Like car dealerships.
Yes.
And then on the next page, we have, for those who have the AEC, Atomic Energy Commission trains and different accessories, we've added a elevated tank to this one. This, as the picture shows at the bottom, will also glow in the dark, just to where radioactive stuff doesn't glow in the dark. Then on the next page, the wind turbine is not new, but it is back We've had a pretty good demand to bring those back. So same setup as what's before, same SKU numbers, we're just bringing it back so to highlight it. And then we had such success, Megan designing the first one for the fake news, that decided to bring it back after the election year and getting ready for what comes next. We have to have the second one.
So, an excellent rundown all in all. From front to back here, nearly 700 all new products in this catalog. So hopefully everybody can find a little something out of that. We know you're not going to buy all 700, of course, but we hope you find one or two things in there that really speak to you and your layout. The balance of the pages of this catalog, and there are still quite a few of them, cover our track, our power, our active items that are available year over year. In previous years, we sort of integrated that in with the new items. We feel this is a better way to help spotlight the new, especially as we go through things like this, so you can see all that up front. But to remind everybody, of course, that these things are still available, still part of that world, and you're able to go back and grab them, as well as a few things from very recent catalogs in the past, rolling stock and so forth. Again, rather than intersperse all that throughout the catalog, let you know that some things are still available here, although quantities on some, especially not the active items, may be very limited. It's nice to include those in here. I want to thank the whole team, project managers, Dave, our engineering department, but also, again, shout out to everybody here at Lionel from top to bottom of putting together a wonderful 125th catalog. This is just the beginning for this year. We have a lot of fun things planned. In fact, stay tuned next week for 3 new announcements, one in the O-Scale world next Tuesday, and then on Wednesday for the HO crowd. It's been very enjoyable seeing a lot of people popping in the chat asking where there could be some more HO. You've got 2 all new, very exciting announcements coming next Wednesday, and then a full HO catalog with a lot of new goodies not too far down the road after that. No sooner do we make some announcements next Wednesday than a bunch of us are getting on planes and heading to the big show in Springfield. So if you're headed to the Big E, we look forward to seeing all of you there. Stop by our booth Saturday and Sunday, pick up a catalog, see some of these new products. We will have some early samples of some things, not just from the recent past catalogs, but even this current catalog on display, so that you can see some of the details and things up front, up close and personal. And then an entire year's worth of special events, programs, product announcements, you name it. We are going to be a very busy bunch for the next 12 months ahead, and looking forward to it. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of a great company and part of this great tradition, and to be part of your world as well. We wouldn't be here without all our wonderful fans and followers of the brand out there in the world. So thank you for that. Thank you for spending some time with us to learn more about the catalog. And as always, if you have questions, reach out through talk to us at lionel.com or 1-800-4LIONEL. See your dealers to place orders. And we'll be closing orders up in about 6 weeks' time, mid-February. You'll start to see the announcements from all of our dealers to get their orders in, so that we can pull a production schedule together and get all these things in the pipeline to deliver hopefully by the end of this year. You'll see production schedules as usual after we get those details together. So late March timeframe usually is when you'll start to have a better idea of when all these goodies will be delivering throughout the year ahead. Thank you all. Look forward to seeing you again in the days ahead with more good news, whether here or in person at one of our shows. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year and happy 125.
Bye.
See ya.